2011 Ultimate Builder Custom Bike Show in New York. We're talking to George Stinsman from Chaos Cycles. George, take a moment and tell me a little about yourself, please.
Alright, I grew up around hot rods and cars and everything else from the days when I was a little kid and my father would take me to car shows. To the time I was 15 when I bought my first car, and the time I was 15 in a day when I took the first car totally apart. I went on from there to drag racing a little bit and moved on to motorcycles just for the fact that they were a cheaper way to go fast. I used to road race sport bikes for a while, and I got a lot of tickets, got into a lot of legal trouble, and then the local track started closing down, and I moved on to building custom bikes at that point. Custom bike thing I've been doing for about 12 years now.
What were you trying to accomplish with this build?
This bike, I was really going for a drag race look. I really wanted everything to scream fast, from decaling to everything else, and at the same time pay a little homage to my old man who used to drag race back in the days.
What about your vision for this bike?
As far as vision, it was something I drew up about 4 years before I actually built it. It was always on my chalkboard, and one day I was just like, screw it, I'm going to build that bike finally.
Get you some room to redraw?
Everything was drawn, and I really didn't change very much on it.
What was your inspiration on this bike?
Inspiration, like I said, was probably my father and a little bit of my sport bike roots, and my father drag racing cars and things like that.
Let's talk about the fabrication.
Okay, the fabrication on this bike, again, this bike, the frame was kind of built around the drivetrain. We did use the raised transmission in it to kind of sneak the oil tank underneath the transmission. The gas tank in the back, which everybody asks me how big it is, it holds 5 gallons. Really wanted to get that look of an anti-draft tail that you see a lot of Japanese sport bikes using. The rear wheel on is from a car. It'll bolt right onto a '68 Camaro. I made up a hub and bolted it on and put a motorcycle tire on it because car wheels don't work good on motorcycles. The front end is from a sport bike. We made up the trees to adapt it to it and make it as narrow as possible. If you look, it's got dual 4-piston radial calipers, which when it comes to custom bikes, you very rarely see anybody be able to stop that quick. Again, the exhaust, I wanted the exhaust to scream hot rods, so we gave it that header flange on the end of it with like a Lakewood-like turn-off. And there isn't really a part on this bike that we didn't modify one way or the other.
Let's talk about the engine. We haven't gone through that yet.
Okay, the engine in this is an 88-inch Shovelhead. We punched it out. It's 11.5 to 1. It's got a serious Andrews cam in it. A lot of porting and polishing done into it. Pipes go from 2-inch to, obviously, it raises out to a Megaphone 3-inch. And it's all business. We wanted to keep it really small in size, keep it real dependable on the starter, but at the same time wanted a screamer.
Let's talk about paint.
Okay, the paint is very simple on this. The only thing that's really painted on the bike is the actual gas tank / rear fender. The frame is powder coated blue. We painted to get the fender to match it, kind of deal. The one special touch on it is the Ice Speedway sticker, which my father used to drag race back in the 60s, and he had won quite a few races in '64. So that decal is actually from him racing. And we used it on in the paint.
Who would you like to thank on this bike?
On this bike, I got to thank my father. He's been the guy that got me into this, whether he wants to admit it or not. Always thank my wife, and everything I do is for my kids.
If somebody'd like to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If somebody would like to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
They would reach me at my shop phone, which is 631-714-4101, or you can email us through our website, which is www.chaoscycle.com, CHAOSCYCLE.com.
George, thank you very much.
Thank you.